Taking a look at today's interest rate markets, let's look at the 5-year notes today as we're seeing a bigger reaction in the middle of the curve today. We're seeing the 2s, the 5s, and the 7s really having the biggest price movement today, and that's strength when we're looking at the price action. For a second day in a row, we're seeing the 5 years up nicely after 3 sessions ago when we did see quite a volatile session and the 5-year note trading at basically 2-month lows. Now bouncing back, and we're looking at the September future now, 123.15 on the 5-year note, and that's the highest level here in the last couple of sessions, and again, as I mentioned, higher for the second consecutive session. And looking at some of the factors, I think why we're seeing this renewed strength in the middle of the curve, it really, I think, has to do with the unfolding of the message from the Fed. And we had some testimony today from Fed Chairman Powell on Capitol Hill. That testimony was released earlier in the session, and the testimony took place in the afternoon, but nonetheless the markets did react, I think, to that testimony, and we continue to see the yield curve adjusting from the Fed message last Wednesday, and therefore today we are seeing it shifting a little bit in the middle of the curve as we're seeing strength in the 2s, the 5s, and the 7s primarily, all higher and quite significantly higher on the session. And when you look at the yields now, we're looking at 86 basis points on the 5-year note. That's the low end of the recent range, or the last couple of days, I should say. And we are seeing the 10-year at 147, so that's the yield down slightly on the session. So again, not quite the reaction on the wings when you look at the yield curve, where we're seeing basically prices pretty much unchanged, maybe a little higher on the session on the back end of the curve. But certainly in the middle of the curve, when you look at the 2s, the 5s, and the 7s, we're seeing some decent strength today. And we're just looking at the 5-year note now trading at the highest level in the last 3 sessions.